Okay, so part one of this little mini series is how Path of Titans uses its skins. So, to understand how to make a viable skin 2D concept or a upcoming skin that you're making in Substance Painter, you need to understand how it works, because otherwise your skin will not be viable for the game and probably would be better suited as a portfolio piece. Again, disclaimer, this is just for Path of Titans. Different games have different systems. So this from Ark to the Isle are all going to be different. So the way this works is you have a base skin, so to say. So you have your 4 base colours. They don't move. So they will stay static throughout the whole thing. And the quality of this will sometimes affect the outcome of the skin. So the higher detailed it is, it can sometimes raise the quality of it. And the complexity can sometimes affect how you do your patterns, because a higher complexity base can sometimes be a bit harder to do a pattern for unless it's particularly mapped out for you. So I have one of my skins up at the moment. This one is just a clear example of how this works. So you can see the brown and the blue on this skin. And then if we go from pattern 1 to pattern 2, you can see none of those colours have moved except for the dark pattern layer. And then again to pattern 3. So I'm going to go in here and just show you. See, that's the one that's changing colour. So all skins run off of this system. At the moment, there's no getting around or anything like that. And you are set to 5 colours. So you're set to the 4 for the base and 1 for the pattern. I will also bring up in just a moment, I've got to do an awkward transition. Okay, so I have that same skin open here on my tablet screen. I've got it here so I can break it down a little bit further for you. So you can see we've got what was our blue layer. We'll turn that off. We've got no patterns on. I had this set up a bit weird because I did the colours a little bit. I used some generators and things at the time. So we have our base colour, which is that brown. We then have our couple layers of the lighter brown. When it decides to load, there we go. I did preload this before this. My computer is just dying. There we go. All right, so we have the first color above the base. This is the older mug model as well. I will be updating it once the new one comes out with the TLC. So I did this in a way where I wanted the base color to be on top a little bit. Then we have our blue throat. Come on. There it is. Okay, sometimes wiggling it helps. So all of this does not move through the skin. Then we go through, we have our pattern 1, pattern 2, and pattern 3. When making 2D skin concepts, it's really hard to, well, it's really easy to get the layering a little bit muddled, so it can be sometimes difficult for the skin artist to tell what color is above what or all of that sort of thing. So if you're making super complicated 2D skin concepts to be submitted, be open to that person asking you for, well, the 3D skin artist asking you for a version of just those layers or an RGB version, because it can sometimes be a bit tricky because layering isn't quite the same between doing a 2D concept and a 3D physical skin. So that's how that works. We'll move on to how to set up your model and get it ready for skinning.